computers are always on a lot of lists, right? Everyone wants to get that faster performing machine. Everyone's tired of the old computer. There's people going back to school. There's people who are heading off to this new job, or they just need something new in their life in the world of technology. Well, ASUS is going to bring us this great hour that we have coming up. It's a 15.6-inch Vivobook laptop, or item number E314253. And one of the things I like about the Vivobook series from ASUS is this is not one of those $1,000 plus computers. This is not going to be your gaming computer out there. This is that computer for the student, whether they're high school or college, or the business person that's on the go that wants to answer their email. They want to be able to create those presentations on their laptops. They want to stream their favorite content on Netflix or Hulu. This is ideal for them. And this size that we have right here, 15.6, this is the most popular size laptop computer in the market today. The reason for that is 15.6 is really that sweet spot. And this Vivobook from ASUS weighs in about 3.5 pounds, yet it still gives you that really big, gorgeous screen. And 15.6 inches is the screen size that very easily fits into a carry bag. So whether that's your backpack, whether that's the messenger bag, you want to throw it in and on the go, this is that ultimate in portability. So we have two colors available for you. I'm showcasing the white version right here. And we also have it for you in this really unique pink. This is not a rose gold. This is a true pink color that we have here. So choose your white or choose your pink that we have right here. Either way, you're getting an ASUS computer. Let's dive into that brand a little bit, because ASUS, we don't get to get them on QVC too often, but they're one of the leading computer manufacturers in the world today. And they actually started off back in the 1980s. A couple of engineers got together at a coffee shop and started their own company. Talk about the great tech startup story. They started building motherboards. Now, if you've never heard that term before, it's basically the guts of everything that's inside of the computer. So these were tech guys that were like, hey, they're not design guys. They're not going to put all the pretty bells and whistles on the outside. So they're like, hey, let's just make great motherboards and sell them off to the other big computer manufacturers there in the world. Well, after doing that for a few years, they were the biggest motherboard creator out there. And they said, well, why are we doing it for somebody else? Let's do it for ourselves. And now they've been going for well over 30 years. And as I mentioned, one of the largest computer manufacturers out there in the world, ASUS, a brand that is trusted, a brand that makes great machines. And what we have inside of this Vivobook series is an Intel Celeron processor. We also have 4 GB of RAM and 128 gigabytes of what is might be a new technology for you. It's called an eMMC. And what that stands for is embedded multimedia card. So think about those SD cards that you used years ago, or maybe you're still using them for your digital cameras, right? They store all of your data. This is an embedded multimedia card. So what that does for you, it eliminates the hard drive. And I know so many people that are replacing their hard drive computers because hard drives were great. It was the only technology we had for years, but hard drive computers are thick, they're heavy, they're bulky, they suck up your battery life. It's like playing an 8-track player nowadays when you could have the latest technology to play your music. With an embedded multimedia card, we have thin, we have lightweight, we have portable, and you're also going to see a big boost in your speed and performance as well. So a lot of great perks about having that embedded multimedia card. So when you see that on the screen or you're looking around, shopping around for computers, there's a couple different ways people are going. There's the solid state drive, which typically is much more pricey. And then there's the embedded multimedia card. In this computer, we have that embedded multimedia card look that we have there. So let's take a big tour of this computer to kind of show you everything and how it looks. So I'm going to spin it around right here. By the way, I talked about streaming. Well, right now I'm on QVC Plus, and I'm actually playing Holly and the Hot Chocolate, which is the movie that David Venable's involved in. So if you're looking for a great holiday movie, I highly recommend checking that out right there. And you can see it on this beautiful 15.6-inch screen that we have. One of the nice things that ASUS does, you can see in the style and the design, the bezel is razor thin. So this is a 15.6-inch screen, but it's not like the thick bezel, bulkier 15.6 screen that you'd see on computers from just a couple of years ago. Right along the top up here, we have a built-in high definition webcam. And I know we talk about it all the time here on QVC. A webcam of high quality is essential nowadays. If you're getting this computer for yourself, again, picking it up for the student, so many first job interviews nowadays aren't done in person. I know the new hosts who come into QVC, typically their first job interview is with one of these. It's through a webcam, and that's how you need to make the first impression with people that you're meeting. You want to make sure you have a high quality webcam. ASUS gives you a high quality webcam. Take a look at the keyboard. It's a full size keyboard. We also have the numeric keypad on this side over here for all the number crunchers. We have a 6-inch touchpad here down at the bottom. So it's very easy to navigate all through the things that you're going through. So you have that. And this is a backlit keyboard as well. So I know we get asked that question all the time here at QVC. Is it a backlit keyboard? Yes, we have a backlit keyboard with this ASUS computer. And as far as your connection ports on the side, we've got everything that you're looking for. So here on the left side of the computer, we have our power adapter. We have an HDMI out port, which is really key. If you do want to plug this into an external monitor, you have the capability to do that. We have a super speed USB. Oh, thanks for that shot online there, guys. I do appreciate that. So right next to the HDMI port is a super speed USB. And then there's also the USB-C port. So just on that side of the computer alone and the headphone jack that you have, you've got all the connections that you need for the older technology that we've been dealing with and also for the newer technology. So if you haven't used the USB-C port yet, I feel pretty comfortable in 2023. In 2024, you're going to be making that transaction. Your next phone, your next tablet is going to be moving towards that USB-C port. That's becoming a universal port for power, for data transfer, for charging. All those kind of things are going to be using that new USB-C port. So those are all the ports on the left-hand side. And I'm curious, guys, if we have a shot on the right-hand side of the computer. This one's pretty simple, actually. There's only one port on that right side there. You're going to have a USB port on that side as well. So there we go. All your ports and connections, you have them all on this ASUS computer. Nice thing about this machine as well, which is becoming the standard for nowadays of computing, this computer is loaded with the Windows 11 operating system. And if you're still working on a Windows 10 computer, well, get ready to get blown away because Windows 11, the latest operating system from Microsoft, has transformed the way we're all doing computing. I know when Microsoft launched Windows 10 about 6.5, 7 years ago, they said, this is it. The last one we're doing, we're not doing anything after Windows 10 until they came out with Windows 11. What you're going to like about Windows 11, the design is brand new, and there's some really cool features. So I want to show you something here real quick on my computer. As you can see, I have 3 different windows that are open on my computer. Okay? How many times do you want to multitask and be able to do multiple things at the same time? Right? We all like to do that. You're surfing the web. You want to have access to your calendar at the same time while also having your email open. So you can bounce back and forth, especially with a beautiful 15.6-inch screen like we have right here. Well, if I hover my cursor, and I'm going to go back to my main screen and kind of talk you through this as we do this. If I hover my cursor in the upper corner of my web browser, you're not going to be able to see it from where you are there, but there's a little box that pops up, and it gives me a bunch of different options on how I want to snap my windows differently within the screen. So I'm going to choose the web browser as a snap into the corner of the left-hand side. So you see how this perfectly fit halfway into the screen. And now I can pick and choose of the other windows I have open. What do I want to have in the top spot? What do I want to have in the bottom spot? And as I do that, I'll put the Microsoft Store in the top spot. I'll put the calendar in the bottom spot. And what you're going to notice now on my screen is that on this side of the screen right here, I've got that web browser open. So I'm still playing Holly and the Hot Chocolate, the QVC holiday movie. Still right there playing perfectly on half the screen. On this half of the screen, I've got my calendar below, the Microsoft Store above. And what's really neat about that is it snaps perfectly. So it's dividing the screen perfectly in half with web browser over here. And then it takes this second half and slices that in half. So I have one window here and the other window just below. So it just makes your life easier when you're trying to get multiple things done. That's just one cool little feature that exists within the Windows 11 operating system. Now, not only is this the Windows 11 operating system that you're getting with this ASUS computer that we have, it comes in what's called S mode. So if you're unfamiliar with S mode, what that means for you, the S stands for safety and security. So the way you're going to use this computer is that everything you use on this computer is going to go through the Microsoft Store. So your web browser is going to be the Microsoft Edge web browser. But don't worry, don't think, oh no, I'm not going to be able to get access to my favorite programs. In the Microsoft Store, there's over 1 million different programs to choose from. That's right, over 1 million. So you're still going to get your Facebook, you're going to get Instagram, you're going to get TikTok, you're going to get QVC, you're going to be able to get the Microsoft Office suite with all those great programs that we're going to include for an entire year. So all the programs you want available for you in S mode, but because everything goes through the Microsoft Store, you have that added layer of security to keep the bad guys out of your computer. Now, listen, if you want to break into this computer, I'm saying break in basically means to go into the settings and turn it off. You can turn off S mode. You can get rid of S mode if you want, but the option is there. It comes loaded. It's something that you don't typically get with a lot of computers out there. And this video here really shows you all those great new features of Windows 11. The thing that I really like about it is they're making it easier to do computing. There used to be the day you used to have to take all these classes and learn how to use a computer. Windows 11 makes it simpler. So first of all, the look and feel is different. You can pick your favorite theme. You can see some of the options there. So the computer home screen is going to look the way you want it to look. There's the snap feature. I was just showcasing a couple seconds ago. They're doing the same thing there much faster than I was, snapping those windows into place. That's really cool as well if you want to connect an external monitor as well. So if you're creating kind of that office command center, this is really going to come in handy with that snap feature. So you can see there, we're using Windows Teams. We'll be able to video chat with friends and family. Also, you can personalize your look and feel of widgets, which is another neat little feature of Windows 11. We're going to try to showcase that for you coming up a little later in the presentation. And the way you interact with your computer, you can do it by your voice. You can do it by the trackpad. If you want to have a Bluetooth connected mouse, you can use it that way as well. So a lot of great, really cool features and some gaming capability as well. So if you're a gamer with Xbox Game Pass, you are going to be able to use this computer for that. Do want to set expectations, though. This computer is not designed for all those really heavy, intensive video games, but you can play a lot of the fun ones on this ASUS machine. And then also just the cool experience of Windows 11. It's second to none. It's become wildly popular. So again, if the person you're buying this computer for, or maybe it's yourself, you're still working on a Windows 10 computer. You still have a computer with a traditional hard drive, and you're kind of worrying, like thinking, why isn't my machine working the way I want it to? This could be a great time to make the upgrade and pick up a computer. It's an ASUS computer, and let's circle back around again. We're going to go the E314253, the ASUS Vivobook laptop computer that also, as part of the offer that we have, is Microsoft Office 365 for an entire year as well. So not only do you have access to the Microsoft Store and those million applications, typically Microsoft Office is a year subscription. We're going to include that as part of this computer. And this video really showcases Microsoft Office. It starts with Word. So all those great documents you want to create, the spreadsheets you're going to create with Excel, you'll be able to do that as well. PowerPoint is another program that's included. So if you want to make those amazing presentations, these are all the programs that students, that professionals, that people are using to create great stuff. And these are the programs that you need. As I mentioned, Microsoft Office 365 is a subscription service. We're going to include it for a full year as part of this computer that you get home, the first time you turn it on, you'll be able to